So the first table has focus on the original languages. So we have a couple of Hebrew manuscripts. We have a tiny parchment, first century parchment, with either Greek, most likely Greek, could be Coptic. And we have the critical editions of the Greek New Testament, the Hebrew Bible, the Septuagint. We have a volume with the biblical scrolls from the Dead Sea Scrolls, reassembled as like the earliest version of the Bible that we have. We have a little Latin copy of the New Testament, Novum Testamentum Latin, and then we move into the medieval handwritten, of course, manuscripts that are part of the biblical tradition, including this little gem of, if the focus can catch up a bit hard, of a vellum leaf from a pocket Bible made in Paris in 1250. Here we have, firstly to the left, I'm going to swap these around, so there's a kind of a sequence here. So here we have a leaf from Erasmus's Greek New Testament, which was Greek on one side, Latin on the other. We'll come to his annotations volume later. And here we have a very early edition, a leaf from a 1529 edition of Martin Luther's German Bible. Have a number of other biblical leaves. This is from the Great Bible and includes the classic woodcut illustration of Moses with horns. This is one of the very early printed Bibles by Anton Koberger, who was one of the original printers in the period before 1500. And then we move through a number of other examples of biblical texts. We have something from the Coverdale Bible, King James Bible, first edition, the Bishop's Bible, and so on. Coming over here, we have, again, going back in time a little bit, we have a page from William Tyndale's New Testament. This is from an illustrated edition in 1552. And then we have a page from the Douay Rheims Bible, which was a translation of the Bible in English by and for Catholics. We have a few coins issued by English monarchs relevant to the history of the English Bible. Here we have a number of leaves, actually. In fact, I think it's the whole text of Galatians from the Matthew's Bible. We have a facsimile of the Matthew's Bible here as well, which is a modern reproduction of the same thing. Here we have a treasure indeed. It takes us back to Erasmus, and this is a volume of his annotations where he explains and defends his textual choices and his translation choices. Here we have a little edition of the New Testament by Tyndale, and the feature of this is that it's done with the original spelling, so it's not, it looks a bit odd to our eyes, and that's of course the very point. We have a facsimile of the Gutenberg Bible, the first printed Bible. We have a large leaf from the Geneva Bible, which was the popular Bible in the latter part of the 1500s. So when Shakespeare quotes from the Bible, he's quoting from the Geneva Bible. Here we have a leaf as well as a facsimile edition of Walton's Polyglot Bible from 1665. This is an amazing testament to early modern biblical scholarship. It's called a polyglot Bible because it has the passages in multiple languages, so the biblical scholars could compare them in Hebrew, in the Samaritan Pentateuch, in Latin, in Syriac, in Arabic, and so on. So an amazing piece of work, amazing testament to scholarship, but also an amazing piece of typesetting to have created particularly the fonts for Hebrew and Syriac and Arabic. And at the other end of the spectrum, we have a little miniature Bible, a page here from Bryce's Miniature Bible. And again, it's just an item of interest more than historical significance. Whoops, that was. And here we have a very large family Bible, and just it reminds us how many people, of course, would have experienced the English Bible in the 17th, 18th, and 19th century. So all up, it's quite an interesting display of material.